a week for you lot, 5 minutes for us. So we are whizzing down. Hang on a minute, I have the mobile telephone device thing. We are whizzing down, I think, the E20 towards E20 towards Odense in Denmark at our cruising speed of around 100 and 110 kilometres an hour, which is actually the national speed limit. So in theory, we're not actually slowing anyone down. We did have a very irate lorry driver, didn't we, earlier on this morning?
Yeah,
He didn't like my speed limit across a bridge with a 90k speed limit, did he? No, so he was beeping and flashing at me, so I decided it was probably best just to completely ignore him, which upset him even more, didn't it?
And who did we pass 2 miles down the road?
Him.
Going slowly.
But just more the fact that he was whipping along at 100k at some point, so he'd obviously got a limiter knockoff of some description, hadn't he? He obviously needed to get something delivered somewhere, didn't he? So we've got coffee. Al did really well there in the Circle K thing coffee place by exploding one of these and pouring it all over himself. So we're on t-shirt number 2 of the day. So here is the cunning plan. So I think, let me just open this map up a bit. Across Denmark, and we've got a big sea bridge, and we're down through, I'm assuming that's still Denmark, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
down to Hamburg, which is into Germany, and then Hamburg, Brenham, Essen, Aim, then we're basically all the way across Belgium. It does always look a bit like a car park. Found that out last time we went Terry. And then basically we're into France. I'm going to go and try and find a hotel later once we know where we're getting, somewhere in the French-Belgium bit where we may possibly be by a sensible time this evening. So here goes. Obviously the Hi Lux is doing Hi Lux things and working perfectly. We're actually at the speed limit. Amazing. Right, I'm going to put this sat nav down, stop waffling, and on we go. Still Hiluxing. We are near. I'm going to go and have a look at the map or phone. Vanelm, I think. I think we're halfway through Denmark now, heading for Hamburg, basically. So it's doing Toyota things. Nothing's. Well, I'll show you around in a minute, but nothing has happened at all. I mean, it might make a slightly dull video because normally all the crap we've got is broken down halfway down, but this is it's got that written on the tailgate, so it's not really going to happen, is it? We spin it round. So we're in some lovely sunny truck stop. As you can see, it's doing Hi Lux things, working perfectly, still fully freighted. People keep taking photographs of it. Me and Simon are on some top quality garage bought coffees and pizzas, because we're going to try and we haven't quite decided whether we're being Wallies yet, running till 1 o'clock in the morning to the French coast and having a day off, or stopping overnight somewhere in Belgium and then having to drive like hell to a ferry in the morning. I'm sort of feeling the early morning driving and then the snoozing and lazing and possibilities, but no, Hi Lux is doing Hi Luxy things. German border. It's officially in Germany. Well, we are by the time we come there. Toll minute or something. Yes, that's fine. So, right, we've got to drive across Germany now to Belgium.
Right.
We're going to get lapped by high speed tunnel. Because apparently that doesn't apply to him. Right, Belgium, here we come. Yes, we've got another one coming up now. Yes.
Get down the road a bit, turn right.
Get down a bit, turn right. Won't take 10 minutes, will it? Going back in behind you, yeah. That Toyota trailer, what's he got? And he's got to be over a 3.5 tonne on the back, I'm going to assume, because that Crossland X has got to be 1 and a bit at least, isn't it?
Yeah.
That Mercedes is a coupe, he's got to be nearly 2 tonne. So at the best, that trailer lightweight, weighing in at 880.
That's a ton of trailer, I reckon.
I don't know, the Toyota ones are really light.
Really?
Yeah, really, really light. It's all punchy deck, isn't it? Then a little diddly 3.5 tonner on the back. I mean, it's got airbags on the axle. Yeah, you can see the airbags on the back axle holding the arse of it up. I mean, unless he is running on gross train rather than individuals. But I mean, your axle weights are still going to be a problem, aren't they? Set wrap. Hi Lux, still functioning perfectly. Don't try and drive round Hanover. Hamburg, sorry. We're heading for Hanover, aren't we? Don't try and drive round Hamburg on a Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock because everyone crashes. The roads are solid and it took us nearly 2 hours to get through that. So we've come up with a cunning plan, haven't we? Because we still have 544 miles to do. And we've got a ferry booked out of northern France at 12 o'clock tomorrow, which we have had to move because we were attempting midnight tonight, weren't we? But that entire idea has gone thoroughly out the window. So we're going to drive into the night. Well, the lorries have buggered off because the trouble with Hi Lux is it's about happy at 100 kilometres an hour. The lorries do 90, and then you have to keep overtaking them trying to do 110, which it does do.
It does do, and it's quite happy.
Yeah, but you're just continuously overtaking trucks. So you either sit at 85, 90 kilometres an hour, but all the trucks have gone home for the night. They're all asleep now, apart from a few. It's decreased. So we're going to see how long we can stick at it, aren't we? Because you've drove most of today. Yeah. I've just sat here filming and faffing around. So in theory, I'm reasonably fresh. So coffee, wander around, swap over, and then we're going to drive across Germany. Well, we're halfway across the rest of Germany. Straight through Belgium with its rubbish bumpy roads, and then across the top of northern France. And then in theory we should hit Dieppe till 3 o'clock in the morning. Bit of a snooze in the truck, and we can have a nice breakfast in Dieppe in the Saint Maritime. In the morning, a bit of a chill, bit of a wander around, and then go and sit on one of DFDS's top quality ferries for 4 hours. They are nice and cheap though, it's about a third the price of going anywhere else. And then we are back, in theory, in the UK, in a Norwegian Hi Lux that we've just driven. Does that say 843?
It says
we've got 100 on top of that, haven't we?
it's 100 on top of that.
Yeah.
It is. Oh, I can't see. That is going to be.
No, 900 113 kilometres. So we've done 1,013 kilometres
So far.
and we've got a little bit more to do. And it's probably better than those poor people there going along. That's a diesel Type 25, isn't it? Painted in hand green. That'll be 1.6 turbos of the diesel if you're lucky. Yeah, no, yeah. Well, there's lots of light flashing. Right, we'll catch you later. Right, late night sit rep. We've got 280
something.
87 miles to do. It's about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. We're on coffee and sustenance. We are holding in. It's my turn to drive. Simon's bored in the passenger seat, and the Hi Lux is doing Hi Lux things, and just 20 to 1.
10 to 1.
10 to 1. So apparently, I reckon we'll land about 5 in the morning. So, as expected. So we're just on the German, or Aschen, German-Belgian border coming up, I think. So onward into the early hours.
Back in the UK.
Back in the UK, no, that's a good thing, to be honest.
It's cold here.
Yeah, to be honest, the fact that Norway was warmer, but we made it. This bit isn't too much of a worry. If anything falls off of it now,
We don't care.
we don't care. So we've driven all the way through the night last night.
Yeah.
We made the ferry. We even did some sightseeing, technically, didn't we? We went round the Dieppe market.
We had a little walk around Dieppe.
Yep. And a nice chat with the UK Border Force people. In a nice way, they were actually quite interested in what on earth we thought we were doing.
Very friendly.
Very friendly, very helpful. So we explained the Norwegian registration certificates and the situations. The French actually thought we were completely crazy.
Oh, yeah, there was 4 of them, and they were quite bemused
by what we were doing, yes, because the lady at the passport control, the douane lady, said, "Where have you come from?" And I said, "Norway." And she looked at me like I was a complete idiot. I went, "Really?" And I was like, "Yes." "Norway?" "Yes, Norway." So we then had to wave pieces of Norwegian paperwork at them and explain quite what we'd done, and then they were quite happy. So I think this has been a successful trip.
It's been relatively economical.
We've used so far, we have 4. So we had a tank of diesel when we picked it up, didn't we? It was full.
Yeah.
I reckon we've put 5 in. 4 in.
4 lots of 40 litres.
Yeah, because we weren't quite sure how good the fuel is.
Because we didn't let it run down too low.
Yeah, how good the fuel gauge was, to whether if it goes below quarter of the tank, it was going to stop. Probably won't, but I wasn't taking that. So I reckon it's averaging 30s, and it's got to be.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's sat at 100 and 110 kilometres an hour. I mean, the headlights are awful.
Oh, they're like candles.
They are, yeah, I think they always were.
They're awful.
Yeah, they are rubbish.
Absolutely horrendous.
But now Rolling Thunder has landed.
Yes.
So seeing as it is now Saturday afternoon, no, it must be about 3 or 4 o'clock, isn't it?
Oh, I think it's later than that
Is it later than that now? I don't know. So we've got an hour and a half-ish back to drop you off, and then I'm going to have a nice relaxing Sunday, and we're going to finish this video in the workshop, well, 2 seconds for you.
2 days.
2 days for us, and a bit of a relax, because I don't know about you, Mr. James, but I'm Sunshine was a little bit bleary late on last night.
It was getting hard.
Yes, we did have to have a snooze, didn't we?
It was worthy of a little stop.
Yeah.
I'm being disturbed by somebody walking their dog.
Right, yes, I suppose we can't really blame them for that.
Yeah. But that was 4 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, 4 or 5 French time, I reckon.
Yeah.
We have ascertained that your electric seat works.
Oh, electric seat is it's lovely.
Oh, hang on, I might just turn it off. I'll turn it back on again.
Yeah, that's lovely, warm seat.
See?
Need it now, we're back in the UK.
Well, yes, yeah. I mean, basically, then we'll square this thing up a wee bit, sort it out. Not that it needs anything mechanically, it could just do with a bit of...
I don't even think it needs a service.
No, we did all that.
We checked it and everything is all there.
Yeah.
It had new filters.
That new cam bell.
It had new cam bells.
It's definitely got new prop shafts on it.
Yeah.
Because I supplied them probably 10 years ago, but I don't think it's done any miles since.
No, and they're bolted on there.
We have basically got in it, rolled it out from underneath an apartment block garage thing, and then driven it. I think we've done about 1,900 kilometres, 1,900 kilometres, without no stock brake calipers. I mean, it's been there, I reckon, at least a year.
Yeah. Well, it cracked over, but started in half a turn.
Yeah. I mean, we still haven't gone around checking whether the rear lights work, because we keep forgetting to do that. But no one's beeping at us, so the front ones definitely work, and the indicators work. I think that's not really worried.
Well, we don't know. We're not 100% sure, but I suspect they do.
Yeah.
I suspect we've got rear lights. I suspect we've got brake lights.
Yes, well, it's a Toyota, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what you need, if you need to drive halfway across Europe really reliably,
Get yourself a rolling thunder.
just get yourself a Hi Lux, isn't it? Or a Hilux. Hilux, perhaps Hilux in Denmark, or Norway, by the sound of it.
Yeah.
Right, we will catch up with you at 10 for a close look at this, so you can see what we have saved.
Oh, someone's here. Oh, aha! Aha! Oh! Behold! Behold! He
Behold!
turned.
Behold the rolling thunders!
He's the wanderer, yay, the wanderer. Look at that.
If you want to go all the way to Norway on an aeroplane and drive all the way home again, flat out, in 2 days. So we left Thursday about 2 o'clock, I reckon.
Yeah.
And we landed in Britain at 6 o'clock on Saturday night.
That's not too bad
I
going,
think
is
we've
it?
done 7 countries, and we've just clicked over to just under 2,500 kilometres. We haven't had to do anything.
That was a hell of a road test.
That was it. Yeah, it's been doing the Toyota stuff. It hasn't used.
He's been behaving.
We did put a little bit of oil in it, but only just to top it right up to the max. I haven't touched the coolant. I haven't touched the light bulb. Nothing's fell off. We've done 5 tanks of diesel, which ain't bad.
That's all right.
And we've still got some diesel left. And here is heavily loaded, full of tyres.
Oh, crikey.
Obion's Rolling Thunder.
Rolling thunder.
My back will never be quite the same again. My knee, it's the throttle pedal one. It's at it. So we dropped Simon at home at about half 7 on Saturday night. We had a quiet day yesterday.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do this morning is unload it because it is heavy.
Oh, she looks tidy. I was half expecting it all to be beat up.
It's a bit knocked about. I mean, there's some choice paintwork going on, but we'll cure that in time. I think it is going to need a respray.
Yeah.
More to save it than because, like, the windscreen frame is pickled, the roof is pickled. So
it's not rusted though, is it?
No, but I think if it was left.
Yeah. Get it while it's.
So I've acquired. I've been buying parts on the way home, like you do.
Oh. You weren't eBaying and driving at the same time?
No, Simon was driving, so I was bored, which meant eBaying. So I've bought a set of Mark 1 Toyota Hi Lux split rims.
Yeah.
So because I don't like alloys, so I'm gonna put some steel rims on it with some big tyres, which are in the boot. And it will probably lose. I mean, Oddbjorn bought it pretty much as it sits now, apart from the decals and the rolling thunders.
That's his personal touchy.
That is his personal touch. So we're going to have those off to paint it, and then we'll redo them in some description and put them back on.
Yeah.
But as for chrome light bars, lights, plastic wind deflectors, shiny wheels, that is not an Al. And Al has also found something else quite cool.
What have you found?
I found a tool body.
What?
An ex-fire service workshop body.
Okay.
For the back of one. It's not a lot of money, it's quite local. So that gives it 2 roller shutters. Because, I mean, the question is, we're keeping this. Mm-hmm. What on earth are we going to do with it? Because let's be honest, a man wasn't short of vehicles before he bought this. So we either keep it as a stupidly long pickup truck, take the top off of it, I think.
Yeah.
So it can be, because to be honest, it would be better for us. I think it would be better open backed, and that bit unbolts. We can put it to the side.
I actually like the open backed.
I prefer, but it's got to be a utility vehicle, and those tops are very good if you want to throw stuff in the back, keep it dry. But I'd rather be able to throw stuff in the back, so there is a choice.
And you've also got the crew cab bit, so if you
We've got
wanted
crew
some
cab
stuff to go in there,
yep.
If you wanted some crew cab,
She ain't no tow pony, really.
No.
One at the moment, the arse is too long. Anyway, we better get it unloaded. And see Mr. Jiley because he's just turned up.
Morning, Mr. Jiley.
Do you want to put kettle on because I'm quite tired?
Okay.
And then we're going to unload a Hilux.
Would you like a cup of coffee, Mr. G?
You are actually going to be famous in a minute. You're on.
Say hello to YouTube.
Say hello to YouTube.
Hello, YouTubes.
How are we? I did pass you the other day, but I think you were going out the village as we were coming back in. Yeah, right. So this is my collection of stuff that we rescued from Oddbjorn's. So that is his chair and his sort of side stand that Janet desperately wanted.
That's a beautiful stand.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I think he's had that chair since God was a boy. So that's going to go in it's her Mercedes actually, but he always drove it. Mm-hmm. And we give that back. That can go in the boot.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have 4 large BF Goodrich 285 75 16s with studs. But I have figured, yeah, well they're very good if you live in Norway, but they ain't an awful lot of good here. But I do remember doing this years ago when I worked for the Ministry of Defence, putting these things in Michelin XCLs, and I'm pretty sure
Poppy.
they pop out. So I'm going to waste the rest of the day.
Poppy.
Oh yeah, there's only about 3,000 of them there. I'm going to get a chair.
You'll be here till
I'll be here till tomorrow pulling them out because they want to go on here for a while because I think that'll... I've got the original
Like
steels.
Oh yeah.
So but they've got studded tyres, but the tyres are pretty dry rotted. I think they're dead.
They've gone on
In
the
his
sides, haven't they?
his basement, there was also a set of minty Sprinter
Oh wow.
early. So they're glass headlighted first. The T1Ns. I'm assuming that they were the spare set of tyres for the camper van before the current camper van.
Okay.
We've also got a lovely set of
15s.
Mercedes wheel trims that we're going to get thrown that are off of his 123. I mean, the problem was that basically because, I mean, the man almost didn't really have 2 lives, but he lived he had a flat in Norway. I mean, he's born well up in the north of Norway, but the flat was in the south. Mm-hmm. And I mean, he's quite famous as a local overnight bus driver. But what we're going to do is just so everyone has a connection between the two. Janet's got all of his photographs. So we're going to do a little tribute to Oddbjorn at the end.
Oh, bless him. Bless him.
So that you know who he is.
He was lovely.
He was just, he's one in a million. You won't find another one.
No.
I mean, as you say, we knew him as the last Viking, and he was just so we'll roll that in a minute.
His handshake, Joe.
Oh, it just break your arm. Yeah, I mean, he doof, and you were like, God Christ, I wanted to keep that bit.
Hospital.
So, I mean, because of the way things worked out, his kids are living a completely different part of the country. They'd taken some bits. Janet obviously had got some stuff, but there was an entire life there. And I mean, I'm not one for roaring in and grabbing someone's stuff. And you feel slightly wrong, but Janet said, look, all of this, because we can't move it home, it's going to go in a skip on Friday. So if you want anything, take it. So, same again. His tools were in the garage. We had space. They're here. They can live out the rest of their days with us. And I mean, someone may want a set of winter tyres for their Sprinter. I mean, they're brand spankers.
They are. There's a lot of.
I don't think them. They've hardly been used.
Yeah.
The Hi Lux wheels are used to us. I'm going to swap this around. So the alleys I will find a new home for, and I'm going to spend the rest of the day. I'm going to take this off for a minute before it falls off.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to sit here with a chair and pull studs and put them back on here for the minute. And then I've got to figure out how to get my set of split rims that I think are actually 15s, not 16s, which is a bit of a shitter.
Oh.
Well, it says 15 on the tyres. I didn't notice that till I bought them. I mean, only I would want Hi Lux road change wheels. Get them here somehow, and then we'll sort out what we're doing with this. I mean, we obviously don't want to adjust it too much, but on the other side, it's here because he's no longer here. And I'm not selling it, everyone. It's not for sale. I'm hanging on to it. Someone will get this when I fall off the end of the world. But I need to look at I'm considering this. I think what we could do is we'll have this as a mobile tool truck.
Yeah.
I think it might be useful. So maybe change the body. I'm half and half. I'm not short of daily drivers. And also what I was probably thinking is when I finally sort my two-country life out, I've got to get on to house purchasing in France this year. And
left hooker.
I mean, there is a difficulty since the EU changes with working, but I mean, a mobile tool shed in the house, at the house in France, once I bought it, would be really useful. So if this was a fully fitted out
mobile workshop,
it can go and live in the warmth out there. And it's nice. I mean, you disconnect the batteries. We've already proved that you can leave that a year and a half and just go
kickety boom,
and then drive it 2,500 kilometres home. So and then it's got a use. And this back tub is very strange. I'm assuming they had them specially made because it is much longer than it should be. It's almost like a full-size single cab Hi Lux tub on a twin. But the problem is it sticks the tow bar 4 foot further back from the back axle.
Oh yeah.
So I think if you sat her decent, she's going to sit on her bottom. Whoop. Yeah. But I mean that I can buy the tool body, sit it here out of the way, and make me mind up over time. But for the minute, I've got to get a Nova 1 done on it. I've got a Nova 1 pack, and then I'm going to go and talk to Filippo, and I'll whip it down there. It does have Jersey number plates on it at the moment. That I came into Britain. We come all the way across Europe on a set of trade plates. They are not my trade plates; they were Simon's. So I had to get from home to here this morning with no number plates. They might happen to be the number plates off my camper van before anyone tells me off, but it got me here. So we'll take them off now and park it up. So don't moan. Some number plate is better than no number plate. So that was my view.
Yeah.
And then we'll get her. She's 1992 according to the Norwegian logbook. So it's J or a K, depending on which part of the year it was.
Yeah.
And we'll British register it for a minute, and then it's probably going to end up being French registered. And also we got you a present, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
So
Shall I show them?
You can drag it here. We were obviously clearing. Obiorn had a fair selection of tools, and the same again because the family obviously don't want to move them and take them. And Janet said, "You are taking his nice shiny trolley, Jack, aren't you?" And I said, "Well, I think I might have a home for it." So we used that to pop it off its blocks on Friday. It works perfectly.
It does work perfectly.
Seeing as you had a rather disappointing trolley jack find last week.
Yeah, it was minus the wheel.
Minus the wheels. You might as well have that one because.
And it's the right colour too.
It matches your car.
Matches the car.
It goes to a good home.
Yeah.
He'd be chuffed.
I'm chuffed.
And it wasn't. I mean, to leave it there seemed pointless. So we managed to wedge that in underneath. That's been beating sight in the back of Simon's seat for 2,500 miles. So happy Christmas.
Thank you very much.
There you go. You can take that on.
Thank you. I got a piece of
I think that went quite well. I am very, very tired. I had my parents' 49th wedding anniversary yesterday. So we
happy
went out.
anniversary, guys.
Yeah. Ma and Da. So they've done from 75 to now, and my father is dealing with his new Parkinson's buzz box.
Is it good?
Yeah, it takes a while. I mean, it needed tuning in, and of course, in old people type way, it comes with an app that you can download onto to adjust it. Well, we hadn't done any, so yesterday we went down. So he's got his QUE one. Hopefully, I think it may lessen his symptoms and sod the cost. I mean, the things are expensive, but at the end of the day, we were having that argument yesterday. You're not paying me for it. I've been saving up for it for 4 years. Go away and go and buzz. Happily, it bolts on his sternum here. So he's now got an app that my mother's controlling off of her iPad. So how that's going to work, I don't know. But bless them, though, they were good. So, happy wedding anniversary to them, bless. They didn't even realise they had to go and find their marriage certificate. Some friends of theirs turned up on Thursday with our 50th wedding anniversary card, and they were like, "It isn't, is it? Is it? When is it? I don't know when it is." Well, hang on. So they've gone and found their marriage certificate. Luckily enough to realise it was only 49 years, so the 50th, the gold, silver, gold. I don't know.
I can't remember.
I think silver wedding at 50, isn't it? Everyone will tell me I'm wrong. So yeah, we took her. They went out for lunch yesterday, which was quite nice. But literally, we didn't slim inside, bless him, and he has been a legend. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have had a giggle. I mean, it's been like the two idiots abroad. So we stayed in Sweden one night. We stayed in Norway the night before, and then I think it was tiredness, because we were roaring down through Sweden, and I was like, and I said, I'm sat in the passenger seat because Simon gets a bit itchy if he's not driving. So I was like, I could go book a ferry. Book ferry, 5 attempts booking ferry because I got the card mate wrong, and so I managed to book a ferry for midnight Saturday night out to Dieppe. And somehow in my brain it had calculated that we had loads of time to get there. Mm-hmm. But we don't think we did, because we'd got like 600 plus miles to do, and somehow in my head I got that as to being like, oh yeah, that'll be like 11 hours. Yeah, no. So we pulled into Malmo at about 8 o'clock on Friday night. And then they did breakfast at 6. We were in breakfast for sort of 6, half past, out of the hotel by 7:15, off across the massive Great Bridge that links Sweden, Denmark to Sweden. Simon's like, "You sure you got your figures right here?" And I was like, "Well, 10 hours. And he said, "Well, yeah, but we're only going to get, that's keeping a continuous 50 mile an hour to do 500 miles. And I think you might have nosed this up. Possible." He said, basically, if we go flat out and do not stop, we're going to make the ferry with 15 minutes to spare. It's like, yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? He said, no, that's not going to happen. So anyway, lots of faffing around with DFDF Seaways, and I then managed to move my sailing to 12 o'clock Saturday lunchtime, which still made us pretty tight for time, because to be honest, we hit Hamburg. Oh yeah, that went all to hell.
Oh dear.
Yes, a big accident on the main motorway road through Hamburg, which we were sat there for 2.5 hours, and then, you know, when you've got your phone on and all of a sudden you looked at it and it had changed, and we were like, "Oh, I think we're supposed to come off now, Simon." And he's like, "You sure about that?" Was what it says. It was giving us a diversion.
Oh no.
Shouldn't have done that.
Oh.
Should not have done that.
Is it down some
like housing estates, cobbled streets, and then basically straight back into another traffic jam trying to get onto the motorway that was closed that we just got off of. And just to add insult to injury, the traffic cleared just as we drove off down the ramp, that they all started to move, and you were like, anyway, it's all fun. So I think we got into Germany, and then we were Belgium. I mean, all the footage is there, obviously, you've just seen it. But we hit the German-Belgian border at about 1 o'clock in the morning, yet more coffee. And then we managed to hang into it until, I think, about 5:25 in northern France. And I was, and I said, "So how are you feeling?" He said, "I ain't bad." He said, "But I don't know." And I was like, "Right, air do." So we had an hour's worth of comfortable snoring in a Hi Lux, which is a lie, because you couldn't put the seats back or adjust them, because that was all up against the back of it.
Oh yeah.
And then we got finally to Dieppe at 7:30, 8:15 in the morning. Lots of cups of coffee, went round the market, did some touristy stuff.
Yeah.
And then went out the ferry terminal. And we did have some amusements out the ferry terminal. Because there's a French customs. They were a tad difficult. Well, the douane, they're the border force, aren't they? Because I roared up, went through the check-in bit, got to the next little hut, and she said, "Where have you come from?" And I said, "Norway." Which she looked at me like I was a complete Burke and my head was on fire. And then one of them was like, "What are these number plates?" And I'm like, they're British European transport plates, they are." And matey was like, "Are they?" And I was like, yes, they are. Yes, they are. Hang on a minute, I've got all the paperwork for it, explained. So we'd very carefully, the lovely solicitor had given us paperwork in Norwegian and then a copy of it identical in British. So we'd hidden those. So luckily enough, the French border force weren't terribly good at Norwegian, strangely enough. So we gave them lots of Norwegian paperwork, which completely confused them. Matey was like, and I was like, "That's part 1 Norwegian, that's part 2 Norwegian, that's my Norwegian export certificate. Obviously recognise that it has my number plate on it." So, and then and he's like, "La la la la," and he just looked at me and went. And then we had the same trouble with the UK border force people, but they were very nice. We just explained.
Yeah.
We we're in the queue, going to the thing, and then you could see the man leaning out, and we were like, Simon's like, I was like, "Yeah, no, we're in trouble, and at least we're here." So he said, "Is that a set of trade plates?" "Well, yes, but. I said, "It was the only way we could do it." And I said, "So that number is registered to Simon, or at least through Simon to us, which gives it traceability if anything had happened." We had sorted the insurance onto the number that was originally on it using the chassis number, which was quite technical, but we couldn't keep the ZP number plates. So I said, "We've run through here. If there's any problems across Europe that we we weren't going to get done for speeding. We paid all the tolls. So basically we are here, and I'm going from here to my house on these." And then I said, because it's got to be Nova London registered. So they were very nice. We was like, go and watch it.
Celebrity.
Yes, celebrities, yes. So I said, "Go and watch it. You can see us, it's 2 episodes, you can see us stupid idiots retrieving this thing, and then you'll see the reason why we've spent far too much money getting this back here." I think the words financial suicide may be coming into my head at the moment. That was not a cheap adventure. Right, on the not cheap adventures, we have obviously the subscribe, like the thing where you subscribe. So 47% of my regular viewers are not subscribed. Could you please doesn't cost you anything, just sort of
press the button.
Press the subscribe button. It really helps us out, because the more subscribers we get, the more YouTube pushes us, the more those annoying adverts that you get to see, well, they do pay us revenue, Google do, so that will help. We've got our little subscription service running, $2.99, $8.99, $17.99. The base one really helps. If a couple of thousand of you signed up at $2.99 a month, that would make doing stupid things like this much easier.
Keeps us going, doesn't it?
Because me and Simon were coming up with the next stupid plan. Well, the next one has got to be, we've got to go and get the Sprinter. That's not that. I mean, that's feeling like a walk in the park, because that's only an 800-mile round trip.
Oh, you should be able to do that in a few hours.
Yeah, that'll be a few hours.
Lunch break.
That's the MOT, the CT is actually due for a smoke test on the 14th of this month.
Oh, that's the end of the week. Saturday.
Yeah, but that might be a bit late for its smoke test. It might be the 26th. I can't remember. I'll check that. That's got to be repatriated. And then we thought, if we can get the YouTubes to take off a bit.
So again, subscribe.
So yeah, mainly the subscribe. If you want to pay for the little subscription thing, you get a few silly videos early. You get some thumbs up, some different blue things on your comments. I mean, but it is more just to help out to us.
Yeah.
And we are quite good at stupid everyday videos thrown on there, aren't we? Of general daftness.
Yeah.
So we're like, there's one this morning, because we did get home to find a tree had fell on the Peugeot.
Someone had parked a tree on
my hedge bug.
Have you showed them?
Yeah, no, I videoed it. I'm going to chuck that on the on as a little video on
These
the
inconsiderate
tree. Go away for half a week, and a tree falls over on your car. But luckily enough, it does appear to have survived. It might have another dent, but it's still got a windscreen and headlights and a tree sat on it at current. So that's my next thing to deal with in a minute, is to find either a chainsaw or electric saw and go and cut the tree off the pug.
Well, let's face it, it was a hedge find, it's now a tree
It's now a tree find. It's reverting back to it. It's in camouflage.
Going back into nature.
Yeah, and luckily enough, the big bit of tree missed it. Quite, I mean, the main limb that's come down is like that.
Yeah.
That's missed the Peugeot. It's got some little ones on. But that nice, nasty neighbour that doesn't like us did cut the bit off that pokes out in the road.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was very kind of him.
Yeah.
Which put more load on my wing and my windscreen, but he's like that. Oh. We don't talk to him because apparently we're evil, you know.
Evil.
Though he liked telling us what to do. Anyway, thank you very much, Al Fudge.
You
Fudge.
forgot my name.
Al.
Then,
no, I
you?
didn't. I'm
hang
tired.
on, it's written on the back.
Fudge.
Yeah.
Al. Good old Simon. He's actually back to work
Thank you,
today.
Si.
Good old Si. And we will see you Wednesday for some more stupidity, and next Saturday, Sunday for the other half of this video. And then we're going to throw Obbion's tribute in now, so you know why we love that man to pieces.
Yeah, we do.